Yeah, he talks a lot. We should catch that on camera.
It is
Camera
running.
catching that.
It's
Is
running.
it?
It's running.
Is it?
It's been running for about 3 minutes.
Ah, good, good. So this is Cody basically doing the impressions of what? Dave Mustaine?
Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because
He really sounds like that.
I've just heard him. Come on, man. I've heard him so much. Like I've come on. It's Dave Mustaine. I'm a metal fan. What do you expect?
Yeah, Megadeth. I mean, of course, you're being a fan of Megadeth.
No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Megadeth. I'm not a fan of Megadeth. But I've heard every one of their records in depth. I know the songs.
And they are.
It's part of being a metal fan. It's weird.
Right, and they went through a period when they played like industrial stuff. Isn't that right? Risk.
Oh my God. I don't want to remember that.
Yeah, no one does either. I mean, a lot of people.
They were taking a risk. See,
yeah,
that was the whole idea of the
right.
record. Because
right.
Dave Mustaine said, "Hey, we're taking a risk."
I want to know some of your very first bands.
Yeah.
And musical projects.
Yep.
What was your stuff like? Basically, what was Cryostasium like? And what was your stuff like before Cryo?
Oh God, I had bands when I was 15 years old.
Exactly.
And
So tell us.
I mean, it was basically a bunch of shun bands, like the death metal. It was death metal, like slammy, Cannibal Corpse, Suffocation style, wannabe that death metal. It wasn't quite like that. It was more like bad Boston beatdown hardcore with death metal vocals. Back in 1998, I started jamming with this guy Nick Pyre, who I met, through Chris Danacek, who was through my older band Sire Wraith. Now that was like really my first band, Sire Wraith, this black metal band. We just sounded like melodic dark metal with blast beats, basically, black metal vocals.
Kind of like Morbid Angel, maybe?
No.
Not necessarily.
No. If we sounded like Morbid Angel, I probably would have like ran through a wall in ecstasy. But no, we didn't sound like that. Speaking of which, see, my shirt it's a Metroid shirt. It's Mother Brain, but as you can see, it's done in the style of Morbid Angel's logo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah, that's why you asked. Yeah, that's why I brought up Morbid Angel.
No, I wish we sounded like Morbid Angel. They're so moving and like we weren't. There you go, Radical. Have fun with that. Oh my God, Radical. The beat.
Okay, so industrial part, I kind of understand. But what about I'm very curious, where the whole sort of fascination with ambient comes from when you're like a black metal musician?
Thor. My brother Thor. Yes, that's where the fascination with ambient music comes from, because that's all he listened to. That's all he listened to back in college. Pretty much the first couple of years he was in college, all he listened to was either ambient music or stuff like Stereolab, Lush, shoegaze bands, stuff with ambience. So I latched on to those bands real quick. I didn't in the past. He listened to, I latched on to Lush really early. He dragged me out to a Lush show, and 94, it was in their prime, and oh my God, were they in their prime? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, so good. Such a good show. God. But ambient music. It all went back to Thor, listening to a ton of ambient music, ambient techno, ambient music, ambient drone, shoegaze, what have you. Like that was where my fondness for ambience came from. And at first I didn't have at first when I was the Abhorrer back in 1999 when I officially started with Nick Pyre on guitar and I was on bass and programming everything else. We sounded like not a Division 1 inside. And I wanted it that way. because I love 9 Division 187. Even to this day, when you hear my music, you'll hear 9 Division 187 in there, because to me, they're one of the best extreme black metal, whatever bands you want to call it. They're one of the best bands. Better. I think they're better than Zyklon B. They're better than Zyklon B. And you know what? Fuck Zyklon B. Sorry. Fuck Zyklon B. You know what? They're not political. Whatever. Sorry, Zyklon B. Sorry.
And they were extremely short-lived too. I remember like they kept.
Yeah, they had one EP. And it was excellent. It was excellent. Zyklon B is so good musically and sound-wise, and they got great vocals and great riffs and the best drumming, like Frost from Satyricon, you know. And it's like these songs, they got so much atmosphere to them at the same time, and it's like you called yourself Zyklon B, guys. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It was 1995 back then. It's like that period in time should be buried dead completely. Right after that, my friend Mike asked me to be in a band, Witch Tomb, which started in 2002, and that was the majority of my existence, believe it or not. Witch Tomb, and at the time, so in the middle of Witch Tomb, 2005, 2002, that's when Cryostasium started. That's when the ambient started. Like, I started getting more into the ambient black metal, the ambient stuff, because it reminded me a lot of shoegaze and ambient music. The tones they were using, all that stuff, it all reminded me of ambient music or shoegaze. So I was really into that stuff, like Saster, Leviathan, and even if you want to go back, like Strid and Thorns, and Mayhem, De Mystery, Stomp Satanas, like, you know, like that kind of tritones, the dark riffing, the appreciated riffs, the ringing out of the reverb, you know, it's just like, gives me goosebumps when I hear it.
Question I wanted to ask you, did you see it becoming this kind of bigger thing? Because right now we have bands like Death Heaven, we have bands like Alcest and all that.
I am so aware of Death Heaven and Alcest. When they came out, I didn't like them, and I don't like them now. They really have to stop calling themselves black metal, for one. They're not black metal. They're not black metal. I don't call myself black metal, and I'm probably I'm closer to black metal than those guys. It's like, no, but I'm not black metal. You know, and they shouldn't call themselves black metal either. When you're not black metal and you call yourself black metal, when you're a black metaler, you take that shit seriously. Because when you're a black metaler, you're into the black. You're into Satan. You're into the occult. You do that shit. You do rituals. You believe a thought can kill someone. You know what I mean? That's black metal. Post-black metal. What's this post-black metal shit? What does that mean anyway? Seriously, like, okay, so, black metal has ended, and we're gonna do a band that kinda sounds like black metal, but we're gonna put our modern spin on it and call it post-black metal.
That's what people do, yeah. We had all of different...
Dude, no, I'm sorry. It's post-black metal, damn. There's no such thing as post-punk. There's no such thing as post-rock. There's no such thing as post-anything. Rock is still around. Punk is still around. What the fuck? All those bands should sound and be like Discharge. That's what should happen. A full Disclone movement. Yes, and not the little Disclone movement. Not like Disclose and, you know, and dis this and dis that, Disphere.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking like, I want a big explosion of declone bands talking about nuclear war and bad shit. I want this to happen. It needs to happen. There's no point in being edgy because, like, it just pisses people off and it just gets a reaction out of people that you don't. That's a negative reaction. So, you know, edgy. You know, it's not. I mean, like, you know, I'm not making fun of anybody, that's for sure, right? Like, I mean, okay. basically my whole appreciation for second wave feminism, lesbians, and equality came from when I was me and Thor and I have to mention Thor because he was my twin brother. He was there the whole time, so and he was So anyway, we were in a sucky place when we were 10, 11, 12. Like, we were in a real bad place mentally for that age. And the one who kind of saved us from that was our aunt Aunt Rita. She happened to be a second wave feminist lesbian, so, and a hardcore one at that. So, but she was also at the same time extremely open to men. So, well, at least us, 10-year-old kids. But yeah, 10-year-old teaching 10-year-old kids about second wave feminism, like really, like wow, like that's bold, that's bold. But it was the right thing to do. We were around a much better environment, a much more open environment. Her daughter Jessica was very open, so we hung out with her a lot, and we learned about openness them most, and and what came with that was the music, the 70s. Second wave feminism, Olivia Records type stuff, because Anne loved that stuff. She loved Holly Near, she loved Meg Christian, she loved Maxine Feldman. Oh my God, she loved that stuff. So anyway, we just like spent a lot of time with her, and we learned a lot. We
saw a lot of those artists live.
Yes, Thor did. Thor got to see a lot of those artists live. The second wave feminist artists, because they were still playing at the time. We were young, and they were still around doing stuff. So Thor got to see a lot of that. We got to experience a lot of that stuff firsthand. Me too, in a different way. I went to a Rhiannon show. By the end of the night, Rhiannon was our best friend. Shit. I mean, I was singing General Gauss Chicken with her. And she was egging me on to sing it. I'm serious. I'm not lying. This is a true story. You never see that coming from, and she's like a big star. She's like a big, radical feminist, lesbian star. So like, you wouldn't expect her to have that kind of reaction. She was real humble and thankful, and and all, and I learned a lot of that through Anne, and so Triangle Theory basically is my homage to that. Musically, it's basically Cryostasium. It's Cryostasium musically, but with different elements, with more tribal, ritual, classical elements. So, and the feminist thing just came from I wanted to pay tribute to my whole upbringing. They're old ideas, and I want to show that to people, and I want to educate them, get them thinking, get them noticing and reading maybe about, looking up these artists that they see on my projections. Maybe they don't know their names, but they can look up Olivia art. I don't know what, but the picture would come up. Find them like that way, or they could just Google second wave feminism, look on Wikipedia, and there you go. There's all the artists right there.
So basically all the visuals that are being present, they're not just mere visuals, but they're basically a way to get people into find out more.
Oh yeah, man. They're not. I mean, shit. No, they're not mere visuals. Triangle Theory visuals are meticulously thought out. I think that's a good way to get people into it, because a lot of people like visuals, especially with my kind of music. Visuals would work well with that, because on stage, I don't have it's not a big stage presence to have when you're doing, just strictly dark ambient music, so visuals are definitely help with that. So yeah, the visuals are a big part of Triangle Theory, definitely. It's a total audio-visual experience of it's supposed to be good vibes, equality, everyone's equal. You know, you're all here. You're not here or here or over there. You're all here, and like enjoy what you're in. Like this fuzzy ambient, like coolness, like kind of like yeah, man. And you hear the vocal noise.